Welcome to Mexico!
Yucatan Peninsula is well known for its endless white sand beaches with Caribbean turquoise waters, world-class snorkeling, colorful colonial towns, and magnificent Mayan ruins including the Chichen Itza, one of the 7 wonders of the New World. It is also the land of famous cenotes. My name is Kristi, and in this travel guide I will show you how to travel Yucatan in 14 days while sharing the best itinerary and all my travel tips. Let's get into it! Yucatan Peninsula is a safe tourist destination, and right now the best way to get around is to rent a car that can be picked up right at the airport. Here are the top places you simply must visit if you want to make the best out of your 14 days in Yucatan, starting and finishing in Cancún. Cancún is an amazing place if you want to relax in a hotel resort, but this is not that kind of travel guide. Therefore, once you land in Cancún, hop on a ferry and head for a one-day trip to Isla Mujeres.
Buenos dias! Today we are exploring Isla Mujeres, which is a Caribbean island located only 20 minutes away from Cancún by ferry. It has beautiful beaches with white sand and turquoise waters. The best way to get around the island is in a golf car. It's definitely not the cheapest way, but it's the most fun. And we rented this golf cart for 1,000 pesos for the whole day. So let's go! We arrived to Punta Sur Park, which is the southest point of this island, and there's beautiful nature, beautiful cliffs, and also iguanas everywhere. These are all volcanic rocks, and look at the water. The island was considered sacred to the Mayan goddess Ixchel, which was the goddess of happiness, medicine, fertility, and the moon. You might be asking, why is it called Island of Women or Isla Mujeres? There are 2 versions to the story. Version number 1: in 1517, Francisco Fernández de Córdoba discovered this island with his Spanish expedition and found this sanctuary with all the statues of women, and therefore he named this island Isla Mujeres. Version number 2 is that you can only find women here on this island because all the guys are out in the ocean because they are all fishermen. Decide for yourself which version you like the best.
Continuing back to the north of the island, make sure to stop by the town to grab some lunch and walk the colorful streets. Hitting the beach in Isla Mujeres is a must. Playa Norte is the most beautiful beach and often ranks in the top 10 beaches of the world. In the late afternoon, it is time to head back to Cancún with a ferry and then continue to Playa del Carmen by a rented car, which is about 1 hour long drive. It is safe to drive at night in this part of Mexico.
Buenos dias from Playa del Carmen, a beautiful coastal town in Riviera Maya in between Tulum and Cancún. We are going to be here for 3 days, so let me show you how beautiful this place is.
On the first day in Playa del Carmen, you want to explore Avenida Quinta, the beach, and Cenote Azul.
Quinta Avenida is definitely very international, very busy. It's the place where all the restaurants, shops, bars are, where all the parties at night happen, and it's very lively. We will definitely come back here at night.
Beaches of Playa del Carmen are stunning and way less busy than beaches in Cancún. Make sure to go for a swim. Next thing on the list is Cenote Azul, which is located only 20 minutes away from Playa del Carmen by car. You might be asking, what is a cenote? Cenote is a natural limestone sinkhole created by completely or partially collapsed cave ceiling. There are over 6,000 cenotes around Yucatan Peninsula. The water is insanely clear in all the cenotes, so for the coolest views, don't forget to bring your goggles, rather less embarrassing than mine. The next day, pay a visit to one of the adventurous parks because they are really something. One of the greatest ones is Ixchel, which is built in the Mayan jungle facing the Caribbean Sea. You can find here over 50 adventurous attractions like swimming in the underground rivers or natural sea pools, snorkeling with turtles, exploring beaches, having fun with animals,
Hello, little guy. Oh.
and exploring Mayan ruins and Mexican village. Their cultural shows are very cool, and make sure to stick around for the epic night show. It will be a day full of fun. A guide to this Disneyland of Riviera Maya is coming up, so make sure to subscribe to the channel.
It's a beautiful day here in Playa del Carmen, and we're just having some breakfast before going for a day trip to Cozumel.
Cozumel is 45 minutes away from Playa del Carmen by ferry. It is the same company as the one you took to Isla Mujeres, so you can save some pesos by buying both trips ahead. Cozumel is located by the world's second largest barrier reef system, so it is one of the best destinations in the whole world for snorkeling and diving. The first thing we are doing is renting a scooter so we can get around the island.
This was awesome! Reminds me of the time when we traveled Southeast Asia. This is exactly the same. We just arrived to Bacalar Beach, and it's on the southwest of the island, and the water here is just so pretty. It's this crystal clear blue. This is like from a postcard. I mean, am I in heaven or what?
The best thing to do in Cozumel is snorkeling. We went with Alberto's and it was astonishing. Famous places for snorkeling are Reef Colombia and Palancar. Another amazing place is El Cielo, where you can find tons of starfish. And lastly, El Cielito, which is famous for chilling in shallow water while stingrays are swimming around you. Snorkeling in Cozumel made it to our top 3 experiences we had in Mexico overall. We went to Cozumel for a day trip but wished we stayed longer. After this amazing day, take a ferry back and continue to Tulum, which is only 50 minutes away. Tulum is famous for its beautiful long beaches, and it also became heaven for many digital nomads and influencers.
First thing we're gonna do is to check out the beaches. The hotel zone has very limited parking spaces, so we're gonna do it the best way possible. We're gonna rent a bike. Look at this paradise! Playa Paraíso.
Tortolito no queda bien, bebé. Mejor de tus amigas diciendo que no ven. Esto sea duradero, que sea algo sincero.
If you are renting the bikes, just know that it's quite a distance everywhere. We made it to Zona Hotelera, and let me tell you, this is really fancy and beautiful place.
In Tulum, you have to pay a visit to the famous Tulum ruins.
This Mayan city was thriving since the 13th century till the 15th century, and it even lasted 17 years after the Spanish invaded Mexico. This city was an important port, and it was built on a steep cliffs to provide protection.
It is these beautiful views of the Caribbean coast that made the ruins worldwide known.
And we are right now overwhelmed with the Mexican heat, so good thing there are cenotes very close to the ruins.
The water of Cenote dos Ojos is so blue that it almost looks painted. Go for a swim and enjoy incredible rock formations above your head. Snorkeling and diving is very recommended here. Another cool thing to do around Tulum is visiting Laguna Kaan Lung, which is only 10 minutes away from the city center by car.
It's a lagoon with beautiful color that has a cenote inside. The dark one here, that's the cenote, and you can only swim in the light color.
Tulum has some amazing food to offer. Affordable and insanely delicious is my favorite burrito amor.
They're so good.
Great spot for morning coffee or acai bowl is Matcha Mama. Best spot for burgers is Bonita Burger. And one of the best tacos we've eaten throughout our travels in Mexico can be found in Antojitos La Chiapaneca. Only 45 minutes away from Tulum is Coba, which used to be the most powerful ancient Mayan city in its own era.
The unique thing about Coba ruins is that you can touch them, you can even climb up some of the pyramids here, so this is something that you really cannot do in other places like Tulum ruins or Chichen Itza. All the ruins are built in this beautiful huge jungle. Right here is the tallest pyramid Nochochmul, and in the past you were able to climb up there. It's 45 meters, but unfortunately it's not the case anymore.
After 3 days spent in Tulum, it's time to move on. Next stop, Bacalar.
Bacalar Lagoon is called the Maldives of Mexico, and the Mayan natives, they also call it the Lagoon of 7 colors because you can find 7 shades of blue in the water. This lagoon is Mexican hidden gem that quickly became a must-see for all the travelers.
The best way to discover the lagoon is by a boat. We went with company called Day Tour.
Look at that water, this is insane! Another way how to enjoy the lagoon is with kayak. In kayak you always have one person who is a little bit more motivated.
Who is a little bit less?
That would be me.
After 2 nights in Bacalar, we are moving on to Valladolid. I recommend to make a quick stop at Mahahual Beach, a Caribbean hidden gem that is only 1 hour away.
The beach is super cute. There are beach bars all along the beach. They are not super fancy as we saw in Tulum. These are kind of homey. We have plastic chairs here, plastic tables, but the vibe is really nice. Lukasz got himself a bucket of beer, so he is good for the noon.
Vacation, right?
And I have a fresh coconut and life is good. There are so many pelicans hunting fish. It's amazing. We've been just watching them for the past 30 minutes. And I have a tip for you. Get a seafood here in Mahahual Beach. It's all freshly caught, and we are in Crazy Lobster and we just got some shrimps with garlic. They are grilled and they're absolutely delicious.
Now let's continue to Valladolid because it is still 3.5 hours long drive from Mahahual Beach.
Welcome to Valladolid, a beautiful colonial town that is famous for its architecture that is dominated by yellow color. We are right now at Calzada de los Frailes, which is the most beautiful and most famous street in Valladolid.
Iglesia de San Servasio is another hot spot to see in Valladolid. The Spanish built this majestic church over a Mayan pyramid that they demolished and used its stones to build the church.
One of the foods that you must try here in Valladolid is cochinita pibil, which is basically a marinated pork barbecue. And we've got a delicious local spot, which is on the corner of the 41st and 44th Street. The meat was tender, it was spicy, just enough, and we paid just 60 pesos for both of us. Amazing!
Besides being a wonderful place to visit on its own, Valladolid is only 45 minutes away from one of the 7 wonders of the New World, the famous Chichen Itza. This world's wonder is also UNESCO heritage, and walking around this majestic ancient Maya city feels epic and incredible. There is so much to learn about this place and the Maya civilization, so make sure to check out my travel guide dedicated to exploring Chichen Itza. Just one major advice: arrive early in the morning, at least 10 minutes before the opening. Your experience will be so much better without crowds and the heat.
Once you are done exploring Chichen Itza, make sure to head to Cenote Suytun that is 4 minutes away from the site. Good morning! It's our last day in Valladolid and we're gonna start the day by going to cenotes, and first one is Cenote Suytun.
Suytun is a shallow cenote that became famous for a circular platform where you can take beautiful pictures. In my opinion, it became way too popular. There is an organized line to take photos and even a lady with a whistle managing that line, which kinda sucks all the magic out of this place. But no worries, I got you. Only 35 minutes away from Valladolid is very local and beautiful Cenote Sac Aua.
This right here is my absolute favorite cenote. It's not a touristy spot, we just met a couple of people, so you can really connect with the nature. It's basically a circle, so you just swim around and there are fish everywhere around you. They are not afraid of you at all. It's amazing. Highly recommend this place.
After your swim, continue with a private guided tour in next door cavern that is included in the entrance fee. This was a very exceptional experience, it felt very VIP. You walk around spectacular cave, learning about the nature and Maya culture. You can walk everywhere, touch everything, even swim in a tiny cave pool. You will then get tasty lunch prepared by locals. The coolest experience ever. The last place to visit is Holbox. The drive from Valladolid is 2 hours, then you park your car in Chiquila and after 20 minutes long ferry drive, you're there.
This is Holbox, a beautiful island in Yucatan. They have a no-car policy here. They don't even have proper roads. You are basically walking on a sand, and the main sort of transportation here is by golf cart, by bike or by walking.
Holbox has some great vibes going on, and even though there was a big storm before we arrived and the sea didn't have the beautiful Caribbean blue color it usually has, it still made it to my favorite places in Yucatan. I recommend to visit Punta Cocos on bikes and enjoy the city center with plenty of bars and restaurants. I also recommend to go hunting the bioluminescence phenomenon when the seashores are illuminated by microorganisms that light up with motion. Also, make sure to just enjoy your time on the island's beautiful beaches. Sadly, we are now at the end of our road trip and there is nothing left but to come back to Cancun and catch a flight back home. I hope this video helps you when you're planning your trip. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, I will for sure get back to you. Thanks for watching, and for more awesome travel videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And I'm gonna see you in the next video.